Hey, back to the MC scow bow. Just the stuff I'm using the vinyl ester resin. And for this repair, which needs to be, to take a lot of compressive force, I'm using, I use about 2 ounces of the vinyl ester resin, about 1 to 2 teaspoons of the milled glass fiber, about 1 to 2 teaspoons of the West System 404, which is high density, high compressive stuff. And then the filler to kind of thicken it a little bit, a little colloidal, about a teaspoon of colloidal silica. Now what I did is the base plate of the aluminum, you remember I threaded that, and before I poured in the resin, the high compression resin, I coated those screws in 3 coats of PVA, polyvinyl alcohol. That's the same stuff they put on molds and boats for release. So let's see if these suckers come out. I'll just kind of break them loose. Yeah, look at that, perfect. So I'll just crack these a little bit, and now this resin is going to be completely threaded all the way through. And what I'll do is I'll lay up glass on top of this, and then these little things will be threaded all the way through the glass as well. It's real humid down here. It's in the 80s, and you can see the boat it's 84 degrees. So I initially went with a test spot, which is on the side here, and I used just the normal amount of hardener, and it didn't pop off. I always use a test spot when I've never used this resin before, made in the USA. It's pretty good stuff. But it's super humid down here right now, and I didn't like it. Was just kind of a little too soft for my liking after 24 hours. So I went and I used a little bit more resin, 2 ounces in this fill here. I used about 30 drops, and I think that's about 2%, or 1.5 to 2%, something like that. But usually I was going on the low end because it was so warm, but the more hardener, because the humidity was definitely needed. So put that in your bag. Okay.